Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hi, Doctor.
Hi Mohammed, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
It starts after 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. So we're gonna wait for the rest of you to join, and then we begin. Is my voice loud? Is it clear enough?
Yes,
صوت
teacher.
واضح؟
Yes, دكتور. نعم.
كم طالب المجموعة؟
دكتور 120.
ف يعني هم المفروض هسه يدخلون، فحتى أشوف أنتظرهم أو أبدي. لحد الآن
يجي ممثل المرحلة. خلى راسم ممثل المرحلة.
أكثريتهم
الجروب.
Okay, I'll wait for another 1 minute and then I will start. For now, the participants are 57. Still half of you are not there. Okay, guys, I'll start. The rest of you should join. Please inform them, tell them about the session, the meeting. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing all great. I'm Dr. Mustafa. Again, inshallah, we continue explaining Unit 1, talking about chief complaints or presenting complaints. The main three objectives of this unit is to know how to ask about personal details, how to ask about presenting complaints or chief complaints, and how to know how to ask about pain or history of presenting complaints. When we finish this unit, when each one of you finish this unit, you should know these three things. You should know how to use English to ask about these three things. These are the main three objectives of the session, of the units. Before we begin, there are three things that I want to tell you about. And this is a feedback or a reflection from the last session I had with you, from the last meeting I had with you last week. The first thing is that please do not use chat. Don't send me messages. I won't look at your messages in the chat because this causes a big distraction to me and to your other colleagues. And there will be specific times when I will open chat and listen to your messages. So please, if any one of you has a question, have something to say, raise your hand and I will give you the permission to speak. Number two, and this is going to be good news to some of you, is that I will use Arabic, but still English will be more and Arabic will be less. And this is for better understanding and in the same time because you asked me to do this last week. And the last thing is participation. Today, I anticipate that more of you will participate and take part than the last week because given the fact that you have already prepared for this time and you have been told about the homework. And I gave you a voice message, I've sent you a voice message explaining some tips for you on how to read Unit 1. So I'm going to share the screen and let's get right into it. This old man here is Socrates. We said that he's a Greek philosopher. And we know why we used his name. We used his name to remember the questions that we asked about pain. So this old man here, he looks in pain, looks in a terrible situation. I don't know if this was how to look elegant and cool back then. Anyways, if this patient, if Socrates comes to your clinic or comes to your hospital and tells you that he's in pain, what are you gonna do to ask about his condition, to ask about his pain? You will simply use his name and you will ask about the first letter of each, the first letter of the word. each one represents a question. Each one will remind you of a question that you are going to ask about. Don't forget it because we will need it a lot, and we will have some exercises after this. They're all related to Socrates. They're all related to how to ask about pain. Okay, the first initial of this word is S-O-C-R-A-T-E-S. They stand for S, site. Site يعني مكان الألم. Simply يعني شلون تسأل عن السite? Simply you can say where is the pain, and you can use where do you get the pain. Onset بداية الألم. والonset هنا تعني شغلتين. The first thing is when the pain started, and the second thing is how did it start? Was it of a gradual or an abrupt onset? يعني كان مفاجئ لو تدريجي بدأ. وش وقت بدأ? So this is onset. How do you ask about onset? You can say when did it start? How did it start? Or what were you doing when it started? Character وصف الألم. You can simply say, can you describe the pain for me? Or you can say, what is the pain like? Or can you tell me what the pain is like? These are the questions that you use to ask about character. Radiation. Radiation بالعربي معناتها الإشعاع. بس هنا بالمصطلح الطبي إذا أردنا نستخدمها فمعناها إنه وين ينتشر الألم، يا مكان ينتشر الألم. So for example, the patient has chest pain, but the pain radiated to the left arm. فمعناتها شنو؟ It radiated to the left arm معناتها الألم انتشر للإيد اليسرى. We call this in medicine, using medical language or medical English, we call this radiation. How to ask about this? You could simply say, where does the pain, does the pain go or move or spread anywhere else? And the patient will tell you if it radiates or not. Associated symptoms هي الأعراض المتعلقة بالألم أو الأعراض المصاحبة للألم اللي هي غير الألم. Other than the chief complaint. The symptoms other than the chief complaint. يعني مثلا the chief complaint is headache, but the patient has nausea. لفظ هالكلمة ممكن تقول nausea or nausea. vomiting معناتها تقيؤ. nausea معناتها يعني لعبان نفس. So the patient has headache and in the same time he's got nausea. This is called associated symptoms. Why? Because the chief complaint is headache. And nausea was something associated, was something different from the chief complaint. A symptom, يعني أعراض symptom that is different from the chief complaint. فهذه associated symptoms. It could be anything like fever, nausea, vomiting, and itching, and so on. Timing. Timing or duration. هنا شو اختلافها عن الانست؟ اختلافها ان الانست شو وقت بدت، اما التايمين او duration فاكو شغلتين. الديوريشن يعني ايش قد استمر الالم، النوبه اللي اجتني ايش قد استمرت. For example, I had headache. It lasted for 3 hours. فduration ما كانت 3 ساعات استمرت. التايمين هو ال difference between or the time that the pain becomes more. For example, يعني الألم يصير مثلا الصبح أو الظهر أو بالليل إيش وقت أكثر يصير. هذا التايمين إيش وقت يعني هو يسموه does it follow any pattern، يعني إنه يتبع في النمط معين دائما الصبح يجي الألم أو هيك شيء، فهذا يسموه تايمين. duration إنه إيش قد تستمر النوبة. الألم ممكن بادي قبل أسبوع بس هسه النوبة الحالية اللي إجته هي 8 hours let's say or 3 hours. Exacerbating or relieving factors الأشياء اللي تزود الألم والعوامل اللي تزوده أو العوامل اللي تقلل الألم. You can simply say does anything make the pain better or worse? Is there anything that makes it worse, for example? Severity هو شدة الألم. شدة الألم احنا يعني اكو 3 words to describe severity or to talk about severity, which are, or to rank severity, let's say, which are mild, moderate, and severe. يعني mild يعني خفيف, moderate متوسط, severe يعني شديد. هنا مكتوب obtain an initial pain score. If you want to ask about severity, we said that there are things that they have to ask the patient about, and from the answer you will decide, is it severe, is it mild, moderate, or severe. These things are work, sleep, and daily activities. If the pain affects one of these 3 things, then it's moderate to severe. If it doesn't affect your sleep, for example, then it's mild. It's something mild. It doesn't affect your work. You can go to work, you can sleep well, and you can do your daily activities that you're used to. So it's mild. It's nothing serious. It's not moderate, and it's not severe. اكو طريقة ثانية نسأل بيها عن السيفيريتي، طريقة حلوة اللي هي شنو؟ pain, obtaining a pain score. يعني شنو a pain score? How to ask about this? You tell the patient simply, you can note this if you have a paper beside you, paper and a pen. Please note this, you can note it. A beautiful way to ask about severity, which is obtaining a pain score. You tell the patient, how would you rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10? يعني شنو بالعربي؟ يعني ايش قد تنطي الألم من 1 إلى 10. If the patient says 0, there is no pain. From 1 to 3, this is mild. From 4 to 7, this is moderate. And from 8 and above, this is severe pain. طبعا هذا يعني خلينا نقول مستشفياتنا او مجتمعنا شويه صعب انه ينسال، لانه يحتاج يعني a certain educational level for the patients. بس هم غالبا يستخدموه هناك. هم عندنا شويه صعب انه واحد يستخدم البين سكور يقول للمريض، ما راح يقدر يقول لك من 1 إلى 10 كذا. يحتاج شويه في مستوى يعني ثقافي للمجتمع، بحيث هم هناك متعودين على البين سكور. هو يجي يقول لك بدون ما تساله يقول لك it's 7 out of 10 or it's 8 out of 10. Okay, so we don't want to spend more time on Socrates. We will have exercises and we're going to solve them together. And they're all talking about how to ask about pain. Language spot, here I want you to do the exercise with me. هنا راح نحلها واحدة واحدة. There are words above and there are blanks below and statements. You have to fill in the blanks first and then match it to what it refers to. تختارون واحدة من ذني بالفراغات، وراها تختارون الكلمة اللي تشير إلها أو المعنى اللي تشير إلها. مثلا duration، السؤال يحكي عن duration، فأنتوا تشيرون إلى duration. نقول this refers to duration. So we're gonna get right into it. Please, where do you? Who can do the first one? Hanan. Yes, Hanan.
Hi, Doctor.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. Okay, نبلش بالأولى.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you get the pain?
Where do you
Get the pain?
get the pain, right?
B.
And okay, I just want to show the answer. Where do you get the pain? Which one does it refer to? عن شنو تشير هذا? Where do you get the pain? What is the
6.
asking about? What?
6 اللي هو 6 character.
No. What is it? What is the meaning of where do you get the pain?
يعني شو يكسر هذا الألم؟
No. Where?
when they say it. When they say it.
When? Yes.
When they
Sight.
say it.
So it is referring to sight, right?
Okay, it's 8.
8. Okay.
8. Okay.
Do the other one. Does the pain?
Does the pain constant?
No.
No. Oh, sorry.
Okay, not at all. Does the pain? This is a question. Constant is a name. After does the pain, after this sentence, a verb must come here.
Okay.
So does the pain, okay, try again, use another word.
Don't know.
Which one?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to ask someone else. Thank you,
Okay.
Hannah. Hamad Saeed. Yes, please.
Hi, doctor. Does the pain spread anywhere else?
Does the pain spread anywhere else? Excellent.
Radiation, خمسة.
Radiation. Right. I just want to comment on something. The word spread, the right pronunciation is spread. It is not spread.
Okay.
Okay. So please put this in mind. It is spread. You don't have to add a sound between the S and the P.
Spread.
Spread. Spread. Practice on it later on. Thank you so much. Do you want to do the other one?
And let's give a chance for the others.
Thank you so much. Mariam Nasser.
Does it wake you up at night?
Does it wake you up at night? Right. And what is this talking about?
إنه إذا يخليك تسهر بالليل.
Yes,
الألم.
if it makes you stay up late at night, then what does that mean?
يعني لأن تتألم فما تقدر تنام هيك.
Yes. In English, match it to the words in the chart on the right.
للصور تقصد؟
مثلا هل هذا يشير للانست مالته اذا هو ما يخليه يقعد بالليل؟ يا واحده من ذن الخيارات الموجوده هنا، الكلمات الموجوده تشير لها. يعني السؤال هذا شنو يحكي السؤال؟ What is this question talking about? Why do you ask the patient if the pain wakes him up at night? ليش واحد يسأل المريض انه هذا الألم يقعدك من النوم ولا لا؟ ليش؟ نريد شنو نعرف شغله معينه شنو هي؟
severity يعني؟
Yes.
لأنه خطر واحد يقدر.
Severity. We said, put this in mind, Mariam. We said, if you want to ask about severity, then you ask about work, sleep, and daily activities. If pain interferes with one of these three things, work, activity, or sleep, then it is moderate to severe. You ask this because you want to know about the severity of the pain. Another way استوني حكيت عنها بالسلايد اللي قبله، اللي هي تسال المريض عن سكيل، تقول له من 1 ل 10 ايش قد الالم. شلون تسال، شلون يعني تسال هذا؟ In English you say how would you rate your pain on a scale of 1 to 10. حفظوا هذا يعني المصطلح كل هذا الاكسبريشن، كتبوه حفظوه. يعني this is how to ask about the severity. Okay, thank you, Mariam. Who else? Thank you so much, Mariam. Who else? Amir Salam. Amir, yes. You raise your hand, Amir Salam. Okay, Athmar Ibrahim. Athmar, do you hear me? Athmar Ibrahim, do you want to do the other one? You raise your hand. Athmar, you have a problem in microphone. Okay, please try to fix it. I'm gonna use to ask Murtada to go. Murtada, yes, please.
Yes, doctor. Can you tell me what the pain is like?
Can you tell me what the pain is like? Okay.
Yes.
This is referring to.
I don't know the part of the question on the right.
This is talking about character, right? وصف الألم، يعني شلون الألم، تقدر توصف لي شلون الألم. So this is character, right?
Yes. Right.
Okay, Murtada, do the other one. Can you describe?
Can you describe
Describe what?
Can you describe the pain for me?
Can you describe the pain for me? And this is also talking about what?
About the pain. How's like?
Yeah, how it's like. It's also about character. So D and E, they're both talking about character.
Yes.
These are two ways to ask about character. Okay, is there anyone else who wants to do the rest of the exercise? Hassan Wadah, please. Thank you, Murtada.
نعم دكتور.
Hassan, okay, go.
How long have you had the pain?
How long have you had the pain? What is it referring to?
Duration.
Duration. Because F is already done here. Sorry.
Is there anything which makes it worse?
Is there anything which makes it worse or better? And this is asking about
elevation.
Alleviation or exacerbation. شنو معناته؟ الأشياء اللي فاق من الألم أو اللي قلل.
نعم.
Okay, there are no one raising hands. I don't know if Athmar has fixed her microphone. So Ahmad Ali.
نعم دكتور.
Yes.
When did it start؟ متى بدأ؟
This is asking about.
الأنست من البداية.
This is asking about onset.
Is there anything which brings it on?
Okay, brings it on. What is the meaning of brings it on?
يعني اللي يحفز الألم.
سببه، الشيء اللي يحفز يسببه فشيء معين يصير يحفز أو يسبب الألم. This matches with which one?
التريجر.
trigger هو إذا شايف بالمسدسات التريجر هو معناته شلون الزناد هذا اللي يحفز الطلقة خلينا نقول. فهنا المعنى مالته هو نفس الشيء اللي محفز للألم يسبب الألم. Thank you so much. The other two, I will do the other two. The last two one. Is the pain constant? يعني هل الألم ثابت? And this is constancy. العكس مالتها intermittent. شلون تسأل عن الconstant؟ تقول is it constant? As simple as this. شلون تسأل عن intermittent عن الألم sorry constant أو لا؟ شلون تسأل إذا هو كان intermittent? You say does it go is the pain sorry you don't say is it intermittent, you say does the pain come and go? Does the pain come and go يعني الألم يروح ويجي مو constant. So this is the opposite of constant, intermittent. Have you had the pain before? And this is previous episode, which is the last one. هنا طبعا have you had the pain before اكو شغلات معينه مثل have you had the pain before which is asking about previous episode. شغلات معينه هنا موجوده بالساكرتيز بس احنا هم نسال عنها when we ask about pain. الساكرتيز هي مجرد مختصر حتى نتذكر الاسئله اللي نسال عنها، بس مو معناها انه هن ذني فقط الاسئله، لا اكو اسئله ثانيه مثل التريجر اللي سالنا عنها هسه ومثل البريفيوس ابيسود والكونستنسي. This is all for language part. We took too much time on this exercise. Now we'll move on to listening to. I will play the recording right away. You're gonna have to listen carefully and take notes. طبعا listening انتم المفروض سامعيه اقل شيء فد 10 مرات قبل ما تجون هنا. I don't want this to be the first time you listen to the recording. So I hope that you've already listened to the recording too many times, because after I complete playing the recording, I'm gonna ask you right away to match the pictures with the conversation and the recording. Okay, so please everyone take notes.
Listening to exercise 5. 1. It's just here around my belly button. 2. The pain is just here on my heel. 3. My wrist hurts. 4. It's just here below my ankle. 5. It feels as if my tummy is on fire.
One minute. Sorry, this wasn't the listening. This wasn't exercise 2. This is going to be exercise 2.
Listening to exercise 2. 1. What's brought you here? My wrist is throbbing since I fell in the street. 2. Can you tell me what seems to be bothering you? I've got a really sore throat. 3. What's brought you here? I've been getting a kind of boring pain right here which goes through to my back. 4. Can you tell me what seems to be bothering you? Well, it feels a bit tender just here on my right side. 5. Can you tell me what seems to be bothering you? I've got this gnawing kind of pain right about here in my stomach. 6. What can we do for you? Well, I've got this sharp pain up and down my leg. 7. What can we do for you? I feel as if there's a tight band squeezing all the way around my head. 8. What's brought you here? I've got this crushing pain right here in my chest. Listening to...
Okay, now you've listened to the recording, exercise 2. What I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna play it again, play it for the second time, but we will solve each one. I'll stop it after each one. شغل الأولى نوقفها وأسأل واحد منكم، شغل الثانية وقفها وأسأل حتى تصير يعني easier to you. So please raise your hands. أنا قلت لكم إنه المفروض أنتم حاضرين من قبل وسامعين الليسننج يعني عدة مرات قبل ما تجون للمحاضرة. هاي بكل محاضرة هيك لازم. فيعني أنتم already حالين كل شيء لازم. ومو أول مرة لازم تسمعوها هنا لأنه صعبة من أول مرة you understand the recording. يعني صعبة. فلازم تسامعيها قبل كم مرة يا الله. So please, I'm going to play one and ask you. Get ready, raise your hands so that I can give you the permission to take part.
Listening to exercise 2. 1. What's brought you here? My wrist is throbbing since I fell in the street.
Okay. Mariam Nasser. Yes, please.
F أول وحدة.
F. Right. He said that his wrist was throbbing. Do you know what's the meaning of throbbing?
يمكن سقط من الدرج مدري السطح وإذا ورسغة قامت يوجعنا أو يوجع.
Yes, yes. In English, please. Throbbing. Okay, you can translate the word in Arabic. Throbbing يوجع بس شنو نوع الألم؟ Throbbing يعني ينبض. ألم ينبض. يحس مثل نبض. فهذا throbbing معنى throbbing. فهو قال له إنه أني since I fell my wrist is throbbing يعني أكو ألم بالمفصل مالتي بس شنو نوع الألم؟ throbbing.
ينبض. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Ali Hussein, I'm going to play the second one.
نعم.
2. Can you tell me what seems to be bothering you? I've got a really sore throat.
Yes, Ali.
أي sore throat يعني البلعوم متقرح أو صار تقرح بالبلعوم.
بالضبط حرقة بالبلعوم. طبعا sore throat هو شيء هسه صار جدا شائع بهالفترة. Do you know why? Because of COVID-19, because one of the symptoms of COVID-19 is having a sore throat.
صحيح.
Right? So this is something that you can put in mind because you will hear a lot about it.
That's right.
Thank you, Ali. Number 3.
3. What's brought you here? I've been getting a kind of boring pain right here which goes through to my back.
Okay, who else? Muhammad Jassim.
Yes, doctor. It is the woman الأخيرة الرابعة من السطر الأول.
You mean D or which one?
I don't see the letters because
it's the bottom left. يعني إذا تريد تقول جوا اليسرى غير شو تريد تقول آخر شيء جوا اليسرى.
it is the picture D.
D. صح. إذا تريد تقول هسه تستوك يعني ريت تحكي بالإنجليزي تقول إنه بالجهة اليسرى آخر شيء يعني الجهة اليسرى جوا. How to say this in English? You can simply say on the bottom left. لا تقول اليمنى شو اسمه جوا باليمنى قول on the bottom right. فوق باليسرى top left. فوق باليمنى top right. فيعني احفظ هاي حطها ببالك.
اوكي كان
دكتور العفو يصير نقول down left او up left او right.
No, not down left. Bottom or bottom.
يعني
I use
تعبير غلط.
I use American accent. That's why I say bottom. But in British they say bottom. So bottom left, bottom right. ما تقدر تقول down right.
يعني غلط التعبير down right.
مو غلط بس هذا اللي مستخدم.
بس يعني ينفهم يعني أقوله.
ممكن ينفهم. إذا تريد خليها هاي كملاحظة نناقشها يعني ابحث عنها ونسأل عنها إن شاء الله يعني نحكي عنها بالمحاضرة الجاية إذا صار عندنا وقت. بس أنا هذا الإكسبرشن اللي أعرفه واللي سامع bottom left top left ما يستخدمون down left يعني.
Yes.
Thank you. حسن وضاح.
3. What's brought you here? I've been getting a kind of boring pain right here which goes through to my back.
خدناها دكتور خدناها.
Not this one, yeah, I know.
Can you tell me what seems to be bothering you? Well, it feels a bit tender just here on my right side.
H.
No.
E. أقصد E.
Yes, the one with the green shirt.
نعم.
Why? Because he says that I've got pain on the right side. The picture
Yes.
shows a man or a boy who's holding his right side with his hand. What does that mean when someone holds his right side? It means that he's got pain in the right side. This is what was played in the recording. Okay, thank you. Do you want to do the other one?
Yes, why not?
Okay.
5. Can you tell me what seems to be bothering you? I've got this gnawing kind of pain right about here in my stomach.
G. G.
Yes, right, G. Stomach, what's the meaning of stomach?
Stomach, المعدة.
Right. So he's got pain
in his stomach.
Around his stomach. Thank you. Yasser Diya.
Six. What can we do for you? Well, I've got this sharp pain up and down my leg.
It's B.
Yes, it's B. What did she say?
She apparently had a pain in her thigh, in her right thigh.
Yes, up and down her thigh. Okay, thank you so much. Anyone else? Ayat Nasser.
Hi, doctor.
Hi, how are you?
What can we do for you? I feel as if there's a tight band squeezing all the way around my head.
It's C.
It's C. Okay. She was talking about the description of pain. So she was referring to what? Out of Socrates. شنو كانت تشير؟ هي من قالت عن طبيعة الألم، وصفت الألم، فد وصف معين هسه أقول لكم عليه. بس هي شنو كانت من وصفتها؟ يعني شنو معناتها؟ تشير علما من الساكرتيز، يعني مختصرات. Which one of them? Character.
Headache.
Character.
What can we do for you? I feel as if there's a tight band squeezing all the way around my head.
A tight band squeezing all the way around my head. Tight band يعني شلون شريط او يعني فد شيء مثل الشريط يشبه
حزن من الألم.
يعصر squeezing all the way around my head يعني يعصر راسها كأنما. هذا الاكسبرشن اللي هي حكت عنه، هذا يستخدموه نوع من انواع الهدك اللي هو يسموه tension headache. الصداع التوتري tension headache. You absolutely heard about tension headache before.
Yes.
So if you have tension headache someday and you want to describe the pain for your doctor, you would say, or for anyone else, like for your friend or your colleague, you could say, it feels like a tight band around my head. A tight band around my head. This is a description of tension headache. Ayat. Okay, do the other one because we want to complete this exercise. Ahmed, you're gonna go next, but now Ayat, please do the other one.
8. What's brought you here? I've got this crushing pain right here in my chest.
Okay, the last one, Ayat, is H because there's no other choice. This old man is holding his chest, probably having an MI, an angina, ذبحة صدرية. So it matches with H. Thank you so much. We're gonna go and ask about the way that the doctor used to ask about presenting complaints. He used the recording, or the doctor used 3 ways to ask about chief complaints. So Ahmed, I think Ahmed was raising his hand, and I told him that he's gonna go for next. Ahmed, right? Hanan.
Okay, number one.
Number one.
What's brought you here?
What's brought
you here?
Yes. Well, can you tell us what's the meaning of the S here? What's brought you here? What's the meaning of S here?
يعني شنو اللي جابك هنا؟ ليش جيت المستشفى؟
Yes, right. But what I mean is I want you to break down the sentence. يعني بالعربي what هاي الأس شنو هاي الأس؟ What's brought you here؟ الأس شنو هنا؟
What is?
What is? No, it is what has. What has brought you here؟ بس من يحكوها هم يعني للسرعة يعني يسموها يعني شلون يربطوها connect the words.
اختصار.
Yeah, so they don't say it all. They say what's, but the real meaning is what has brought you here. In American, maybe you heard me saying what's brought you here. This is how they pronounce it. But in British, in the listening recordings that I'm playing, they use brought. What's brought you here? When you comes after brought or any word that ends with T, the pronunciation becomes like H. So they don't say brought you here. They say brought you here. Brought you here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thamer.
Hi, Doctor. Question number 2. He say, can you tell me what seems to be troubling you?
What seems to be troubling you? Yes, right. And the last one, what can?
What can I do for you?
What can I do for you? هذا شنو الثلاثة تامر؟
This question the doctor to the patient even ask about الحالة مالته.
Yes.
شنو حالته أو ليش إجا؟
Okay, الحالة if you want to say الحالة مالته بالإنجليزي عندنا كلمة اللي هي condition إذا مو بالمصطلح الطبي يستخدموها بغير شيء، بس بالمصطلح الطبي المعنى مالتها إنه هي الحالة المرضية. من نقول condition نقول الحالة المرضية.
Condition.
Okay. So you could just said in a minute, in a second, you could just said to ask about his condition. صح؟
His condition.
Yes. يعني الحالة المرضية مالته حالته شنو his condition.
خوش.
اوكي. هنا اللي هو السؤال عنه هو يسموه chief complaint or presenting complaint. المشكلة الرئيسية اللي جابتها المشكلة الرئيسية اللي جابتها للمستشفى. الكلمتين تستخدمهن يعني interchangeably. You can say presenting complaint or chief complaint. They're both right.
Presenting complaint or chief complaint?
Complaint, yeah. In British it's complaint, in American it's complaint.
Complaint, okay.
Yes. Number 4 is asking you about other questions that you could use to ask about presenting complaint. هذين احنا الثلاثه اللي اعطيناكم اياها او اللي سمعتوهم هن الطرق انه شلون تستخدم اللغه الانجليزيه حتى تسال عن الالم. يعني هن مو فد خلينا نقول يعني فد مصطلح طبي او فد شيء لازم تحفظه انت مثل مثلا معادله كيميائيه او شيء. لا، هاي اللغه الانجليزيه اللي تسووه انتم لازم انه تستخدمون هذه الطريقه بالضبط باللغه الانجليزيه حتى تسالون. يعني مثل تقول شنو جابك هنا تقول له what brought you here. مثل تقول له شنو اللي اقدر اسوي لك، تقول له what can we do for you, what can I do for you. تستخدم ذني المصطلحات التعبيرات يسموهن expressions بالانجليزي حتى تسال عن التشيف كومبلينت. فهذني عباره عن اللغه الانجليزيه، شلون تستخدم اللغه الانجليزيه حتى تسال. فنمبر 4 يريد اسئله ثانيه غير هذا. other questions to ask about chief complaints. Questions that you could use, questions that you've looked it up. فمنو منكم يعني يحب يحل هذه النقطة الرابعة؟ شنو ال other ways to ask about chief complaint? Your own way. Who's raising? ثمار إبراهيم. ثمار إبراهيم, yes. آيات ناصر. Who else? أحمد عماد فاهم.
السلام عليكم دكتور.
عليكم.
دكتور where is your pain مثلا؟
Okay, where is your pain? You are asking about the site. أنت قاعد تسأل عن السايت مو عن التشيف complaint. هذا وين؟ هذا بالhistory of presenting complaint. You ask about site after asking about presenting complaint or chief complaint. So this is not right. This is not a question about presenting complaint. You ask about site. اسأل عن ال presenting complaint. نقول له وين الألم؟ معناته أنت already أخذت ال chief complaint يعني سألت عنها. فهذا سؤال بالhistory of presenting complaint. بس هنا أنا أريدك شنو تاخذ يعني تطلع لنا أسئلة ثانية شلون تسأل عن ال presenting complaint. So what do you think?
I don't have any question.
You don't have? If I come, sorry, to your clinic, for example, and tell you that please have something wrong with me, how can you tell me? يعني in Arabic شلون تقول لي شنو اللي بيك مثلا؟ خيرك، شنو أقدر أسوي لك إياه؟ شلون أقدر أساعدك؟ But in English.
خير شنو صاير بيك يعني مثلا؟
Okay, in English.
What happened to you?
For example, can you tell me what just happened?
To you.
What just happened? Okay, no, not to you. Can you tell me what just happened? For example, this is a question. Maybe this is a question that you could use to ask the patients about presenting complaint. Thank you. Mohammed Saeed Balasim.
How can I help you?
How can I help you? So this is a question. How can I help you? شلون أقدر أساعدك? How can I help you? Other questions, Mohammed?
I don't have any other questions.
You don't have? Okay. What can I do for you? What can we do for you? What can I do for you? How can we help you? How can I help you? What's the problem? As simple as this. What's troubling you? Can you tell me what seems to be bothering you? Can you tell me what seems to be troubling you? These are all questions that you could ask. You could even say, what's the trouble? What's the matter? What's the matter? مو يعني كأنما بالعربي خير شنو شكو. What's the matter? These are all questions that you could use. You can search about other questions that you can use to ask about chief complaints later on. This is a kind of a homework. You don't have to get too many questions. Maybe 2 or 3 questions are enough for you. يعني بس أريدكم حتى تبحثون حتى تشوفون شلون بالإنجليزي يحكون شلون واحد يقول له خيرك شنو بيك. What's the problem? What seems to be troubling you? Can you tell me what's wrong with you, for example? Okay. التمرين اللي بعده هو
أقدر أضيف؟
page 9. Thank you so much. شكرا لكل اللي طبعا يعني قاموا اليوم. تمرين speaking page number 9. هذا التمرين بالكتاب إذا تروحون تشوفون. The book says or asks you to give the condition. يعني يريد منكم تشخيص، يريد منكم شنو الحالة المرضية. طبعا احنا اي شيء له علاقة بال diagnosis, treatment and investigation يعني التشخيص العلاج والتحاليل او الفحوصات خلينا نقول اللي نسويها المريض هاي ما مطلوبه منكم لانه you know nothing about medicine. You still this is your first encounter to medical information. We don't ask about giving us diagnoses. What I'm going to ask you about in this exercise is that you have to give me what each one of these statements in front of you on the screen, what each one of this refer to. يعني كل واحدة من ذني المن تشير بالضبط نفس اللي سويناه بالتمارين اللي قبلها. راح أعطيكم أنا مثال وأنا أريد شوية بسرعة ما نتأخر بهذا التمرين. For example, pain just above belly button. This is referring to the site. يعني هنا قاعد يحكي عن شنو الألم above belly button. فشنو قاعد يحكي عن السايت الموقع sorry موقع الألم. Goes through to my back. Who can answer this? ثامر. What does this refer to? Thamer, do you want to go and tell me, or you're not ready? Yasser, Diya.
It refers to radiation.
Excellent. This is referring to radiation. Goes through to my back means that it goes somewhere else. Thank you. Makes me double up. Makes me double up يعني معناتها من شدة الألم واحد يعني bends over and brings knees to chest. شايفين واحد مثلا عنده وجع بالبطن ايش يعني شلون اللي مكباته تصير على صدره وينحني هاي يسموه double up يعني if pain makes you double up then you are bending over and you're bringing your knees to your chest. Makes me double up هنا أنا قاعد يحكي عن ال severity طبعا. It's severe enough to make the patient double up. Worse after a fatty meal. Fatty meal يعني وجبة دسمة. شنو هاي برأيكم؟ أحمد عماد. Okay, I'll do this. هنا what makes it worse يعني exacerbating or relieving factors. فهذا exacerbating factor اللي هو eating fatty meals. إن يأكل وجبة دسمة يزود الألم. فهذا شنو معناتها؟ He's talking about exacerbation. Drink a lot of alcohol. This is social history. طبعا social history هو السؤال عن التدخين والكحول والعمل والرياضة والحيوانات الأليفة. اكو يعني ملف الان معطيكم اياه يحكي عن انه شلون تسال عن social history. Sharp pain. This is a description of the pain, which means it's referring to character. Had it several times before. This is talking about previous episodes. يعني المرات السابقة. النوبات السابقة. Previous episodes. Had it several times before يعني يعني اكو previous episodes. كم مرة? How many? Several times يعني عدة مرات. عدة طبعا الكلمة هاي سواء بالإنجليزي أو بالعربي معناتها من 3 إلى 9 يعني هيك فتشي roughly تقريبي. Just letting you know. Pain there all the time. Pain there all the time. واحدة من التمارين قبلها استونا حليناها. سأل is the pain constant? Language spot. Is the pain constant? He was asking about constancy. This is also describing constancy يعني ثباتية الألم إنه الألم ثابت. Pain there all the time يعني الألم موجود طول الوقت. Pain there all the time. So this is another kind of expression that you could use to ask about constancy. Is the pain there all the time? هل الألم مستمر ثابت؟ إذا المريض يقول لك yeah the pain's there all the time. Pain's there all the time يعني الألم مستمر أو ثابت موجود طول الوقت. Come on after dinner last night. هذا التايمين هم ممكن ال exacerbating factors قلنا يعني after fatty meals. Paragraph 2 or B. Sharp pain in the right side. This is referring to the site and to the character. Sharp pain. This is character. Right side. This is site. makes me double up, the same as the same as previous paragraph. Never had it before. This is talking about previous episodes, and here the patient didn't have the pain before. يعني ما أكو previous episodes. Feeling sick. Feeling sick. Maybe this is an associated symptom with the pain that she had in the right side. Very tender to touch. Tender أو tenderness موجودة الكلمة عندكم باليونت. معنى tender بالضبط painful to touch. Painful to touch أي شيء يوجعك جسمك. إذا عملت قيسة يصير عندك بألم. معناته هذا شنو؟ tender، يسموه tender. Tenderness means painful to touch. Please jot it down or write it down. Only thing relieves it is bending knees to chest. الشيء الوحيد اللي يقلله انه يعني اخلي الكباتي ينحنى للchest مالتي للصدر. هذا شنو هذا relieving factor. ذيك الباراجراف حكينا عن الاكزاسربيشن قلنا fatty meal. هنا relieving factor is when the patient bends her knees to her chest. Listening 3 سامعين listening 3 سمعتوه؟ Listening 3 وكلش حلو. أيضا talking about presenting complaints and history of presenting complaints. راح I'm gonna play the recording, and then I have some questions to ask you about. So please listen carefully.
Listening 3. Good morning, Mr. Wood. I'm Dr. Martin, one of the doctors in A&E. What's brought you here today?
I've got this chest pain.
And you seem to be having some trouble catching your breath.
Yes.
Take notes.
Would you like me to give you some painkillers before we go on?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll get some for you. And I'll be as brief as I can.
Thank you, Doctor.
Can you show me exactly where the pain is?
I've been getting it right here, in the center of my chest.
Right, I see. And how long have you had it?
For the past hour.
The past hour. And is the pain constant?
Yes. At the moment, it's there all the time.
And does it go anywhere else?
I'm sure that some of you catched this expression. He said, yeah, it's there all the time. So this is what I was talking about. There all the time. It's constant. It means that it's a constant pain. ألم ثابت أو مستمر. إحنا بالrecording قبل شوية قالها. Okay, I will continue.
At the moment, it's just here in the center of my chest. But it was in my left shoulder before.
Can you describe the pain for me?
It's all over here. It's not a sharp pain. It's like a tightness, as if someone's squeezing my chest.
And when did the pain start first?
It came on first when I was bending over in the garden about 2 weeks ago.
It's okay. Take your time.
And then I got this dull pain and I had shortness of breath.
So it started with you bending over in the garden, and the shortness of breath started at the same time?
Yes.
Have you had this pain before?
Not the pain in the chest, no. I had a pain in my left shoulder and arm when I was walking to work one morning about a month ago.
Okay. I see from the notes that you're a bus driver.
Yes, that's right. Not the best of jobs to be starting at 5 on a frosty morning.
No, definitely not. Did you do anything about the pain?
I thought it was a touch of arthritis. There'd been a heavy frost and I'd just rubbed some liniment into it.
How long did it last?
Off and on for about a week. And then I didn't think any more of it.
Okay. And have you felt sick at all?
Yes.
And have you been sick at all?
No. I haven't brought anything up.
Okay.
Okay, so I have some questions. تسجيل هذا المفروض أنتم سامعين هواية قبل ما نجي لهنا. should be something that you prepared well for, especially the listening exercises, guys. I want you to focus on this. Why? Because the only way to develop your English is by always listening to native speakers. And not just listening, you have to do something. This is an advice from me on how to be better at English. The thing that you have to do when you listen is that you have to imitate the way that they speak. You have to copy, imitate يعني تقلد. Copy or imitate the way that they speak. تشوفهم شلون يحجون تحكي نفسهم. And there are two things to this. Number one is you have to copy the pronunciation, the way that they pronounce the words. شلون اللفظ يلفظوا تحاول تنطقه مثله. And the other thing is that you have to copy the way that they use the expressions. يعني الطريقة اللي يستخدمون التعبيرات بيها حتى يحجون هم تاخذها نفسها. شلون هسه أنا قاعد أعلمكم عن الطريقة اللي تسأل بيها عن البين. There are some specific questions that you could use to ask about, for example, radiation. من تحفظ هاي الطرق المعينة، الإكسبريشنز معينة اللي هم يستخدموها باللغة الإنجليزية. بنفس الوقت تحفظ طريقة اللفظ. This is going to make you a lot better at English. Commit to this type of learning for 1 month, and I'll guarantee that your English level is going to jump up to a level that you didn't even think about or think of. Okay, someone has raised his hand. Muhammad Mushtaq.
نعم دكتور.
Yes, please. The question is, how did he ask about chief complaint?
He asked him by saying, what brought you here?
Right, what's brought you here? This is the way that he used to ask about presenting complaint. Thank you. I think Zahra Ahmad also raised her hand. What was the patient's chief complaint?
And you seem to be having some trouble catching your breath. Good morning, Mr. Wood. I'm Dr. Martin, one of the doctors in A&E. What's brought you here today?
اللي سواه هنا الحكى introduction. This was an introduction in the beginning. He introduced himself. And then he asked him about presenting complaints. He said, what's brought you here? The patient here will answer the question. I want you to listen carefully and tell me, what is the chief complaint?
I've got this chest pain.
And you seem to be having...
So what is it? Yes? Amr? Yes?
The pain in central chest pain.
Yes, thank you, chest pain. Okay, so the doctor proceeded using Socrates to ask the patient further questions about the pain. The patient said that I have chest pain. The doctor just proceeded and asked a bunch of questions. I will play it one by one. حتى تصير أسهل عليكم. I'll play it one by one and ask you. Listen and answer.
Trouble catching your breath.
Okay, the site you already said, that's in the chest. So we have talked about the site.
Chest pain.
And you seem to be having some trouble catching your breath.
Yes.
Would you like me to give you some painkillers before we go on?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll get some for you. And I'll be as brief as I can.
Thank you, doctor.
قال له I'll be as brief as I can. يعني راح أختصر قد ما أقدر.
Show me exactly where the pain is.
I've been getting it right here, in the center of my chest.
Right, I see.
You said it's in the center of the chest. So this one has already been solved.
And how long have you had it?
For the past hour.
The past hour. And is the pain constant?
Yeah.
Okay, so he asked him how long has he had pain? Who can tell me what does this refer to? Onset, timing, duration. Yes, Malak.
It's about duration.
Yes, duration. It's not onset. That is excellent because he's going to talk about the onset later on. The onset, sorry, later on. So this is the duration of the pain. هاي المدة اللي هسه الألم اجى بيها اللي بسببها اجى للمستشفى. مع بداية الألم فما كانت ساعة، هسه نشوف ايش وقت كانت. Thank you so much. Keep up with me. I'm going to complete
At the moment, it's there all the time.
And does it go anywhere else?
He told him that it was there all the time, right? What does this refer to, Malak?
It's about constancy.
It's about constancy. Excellent.
Yes.
And it was it constant or intermittent?
For this time, it was constant, he said.
Yes, it was
like right now it was constant.
It was there all the time. This is the word that he used. طبعا هو استخدم لغة احنا هسه قاعدين نقول is it constant، هاي لغة خلينا نقول طبية، بس اللغة اللي هي الانجليش اللي that they use يقولون it's there all the time، يعني موجود الألم طول الوقت. فهاي يعني لازم تميزون بين التكنيكال والنون تكنيكال language، يعني اللغة خلينا نقول الطبية والغير طبية.
And is the pain constant?
Yes, at the moment it's there all the time.
And does it go anywhere else?
At the moment it's just here in the center of my chest. But it was in my left shoulder before.
Can you describe the pain?
Okay, so
dull in the center of my chest. But it was in my left shoulder before.
Can you describe the
yes, Yasser.
It refers to the radiation.
Yes, and does it radiate anywhere else? Does it go anywhere else?
Yes, it was on his left shoulder, and it went to the center of his chest.
Yeah, so this is radiation. Okay, thanks.
For me.
It's all over here. It's not a sharp pain. It's like a tightness, as if someone's squeezing my chest.
And when did
the doctor said, "Can you describe the pain for me?" This was the answer. Muhammad.
I remember we had this exercise before. Yeah. صدقني.
Why would you have that?
Muhammad, yes.
The guy was literally like that.
Please unmute the microphone. Who's talking in the background? He doesn't know that his microphone is open, is on. Yes, Muhammad Mushtaq or Yasser, any one of you, please.
Doctor, high characteristic. He says he has tightness, not chest pain.
Not
just tightness.
Pain, yes.
Not sharp.
Yes, excellent. He said that I was having a pain that is like tightness. Tightness يعني ضيق على الصدر. It was squeezing my chest، يعني كان يعصر صدره. And it wasn't a sharp pain. It was a dull pain. Sharp pain يعني ألم حاد. يعني تقدر تقول إنه الألم هنا مثلا خلينا نقول في مكان معين وحاد. أما الdull pain فهو ألم عكس الحاد يصير. dull تستخدم غير طبيا، يعني تعرفون إنه dull شنو معناته، شخص شوية يعني نسميه stupid خلينا نقول هي شيء. بس طبيا الاستخدام مالتها اللي هو عكس الحاد، ألم كأنما مبهم أو هيك شيء.
Pain start first.
It's not a sharp pain. It's like a tightness, as if someone's squeezing my chest.
And when did the pain start first?
It came on first when I was bending over in the garden about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, Mariam Nasser, yes.
High onset.
This is the onset. Yes, right. So, what was the onset of the pain? When was it?
ألم before week. The previous week.
2 weeks. He said 2 weeks, I think.
Yes, maybe.
It's not 4 weeks. 2 weeks, and he gave him how and when it started. يعني هنا الأنسة احنا قلنا تسأل شلون بدأ الألم، وبنفس الوقت شو وقت بدأ أول شيء. شو وقت بدأ؟ He said 2 weeks ago. شلون بدأ؟ He said when can you tell me how?
A pain in the chest in the garden when he was I don't know what he was doing, but he was in the garden.
Bending over. What's the meaning of bending
Yes.
over?
I don't know, maybe تقليم.
ينحني يعني. Bending over يعني ينحني.
Okay.
So I was in the garden when he was
Okay.
bending over. The pain started in the chest 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yes, excellent. You've listened well to the recording, but the word bend over, you didn't know the meaning of it, but you listened very well to it. So thank you.
It's okay. Take your time.
And then I got this dull pain and I had shortness of breath.
So it started with you bending over in the garden, and the shortness of breath started at the same time?
Yes.
Have you had this pain before?
The shortness of breath, yes, Yasser, Liya. He talked about having some kind of trouble breathing. What is this?
We can say it's character, I think.
Character? No. We said that he already talked about the character. It was not sharp pain. It was tightness. But now he's talking about something else, something other than the pain. A symptom that is different from the chief complaint, which is
associated symptoms.
Yes, exactly. Excellent. This is associated symptoms. So he has an associated symptom, which is shortness of breath.
Not the pain in the chest, no. I had a pain in my left shoulder and arm when I was walking to work one morning about a month ago.
Okay.
This is about the previous episodes. And Muhammad Mushtaq, yes, you could go. Yes, please.
Doctor, he had pain in his left shoulder about a month ago.
Yes, excellent.
I see from the notes.
This is a previous episode, يعني نوبة سابقة للألم. So he said, yes, it wasn't the same kind of pain, but it was something different that is in the shoulder, and it was a month ago. But it is, he was talking about previous episodes, or the doctor was asking him about previous episodes. Have you had it before?
You're a bus driver.
Yes, that's right. Not the best of jobs to be starting at 5 on a frosty morning.
No, definitely not.
هنا سأله عن الwork. He told him about he asked him about his work. قال له شنو عملك? He said bus driver. Why did he ask about work? This is a question that we ask about in social history. بالسوشيال هيستوري ما اعتقد راح نلحقها ناخذه يعني خلال هذا الكورس، بس هو انا بعطيكم اياه حتى تفهمون شنو الهيستوري taken بصوره عامه يعني in full. So when we ask about social history, we ask about work, smoking, alcohol, pets, having pets at home, and exercises or lifestyle, the lifestyle of the patient. These are all social history. These are all included in social history. So now the doctor was talking about the patient's social history. His work was a bus driver. He was complaining about the work, actually. He didn't like it. He said that it's not the best of jobs because I have to wake up early in the morning and do like a boring job that he doesn't like. So it's he was complaining about about his job. This was social history.
Did you do anything about the pain?
I thought it was a touch of arthritis. There'd been a heavy frost and I'd just rubbed some liniment into it.
How long did it last?
Off and on for about a week. And then I didn't think any more of it.
Okay. And have you felt sick at all?
Yes.
And have you been sick at all?
No. I haven't brought anything up.
Okay, the last thing that he talked about is do you know what was he talking about? He was asking him about if he has done something that made him feel better about the pain. So what is this? If I'm a doctor and you're my patient and I ask you, did you do something about the pain that made it better to you? So what am I? Yes, Yasser, Diya. What am I?
It refers to the exacerbating.
Yes, the exacerbating factor.
Exacerbating.
The doctor was asking him, and what did he answer? What was his answer?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay, did he try? He tried something. I will tell you what he tried. You have to tell me the meaning if you know. He said, I tried to rub some liniment into it or on it. يعني تعرف شنو؟
No, sorry.
liniment مرهم. Rub. He rubs liniment into the area. معناتها يعني يدهن المنطقة بدهن. فالمرة الثانية إذا تريد تحكي ويا صديقك ويا زميلك أو إذا مريض يحكي لك يقول لك إنه أو تسمع واحد يحكي يقول إنه I rubbed some liniment into my shoulder because I thought that it was arthritis. معناتها شنو قاعد يقول لك؟ معناتها قاعد يقول لك أني دهنت المنطقة دهنتها. احنا ما نقول بالعربي دهنتها، بالإنجليزي يقولون rub some liniment into it. حفظوا ذني الجمل كلش حلوه وكلش مفيده، يعني راح تطور من انجليزيتكم هواي. حاولوا تحفظوها مثل ما هي، بس اكيد يعني اللغه مو درخ، وانما it's a matter of imitating and copying how and what native speakers say. يعني طريقه عباره عن شلون انت تقلد النيتيف سبيكر شلون يحكي بالضبط، مثل الطفل من يقلد الاب والام وبعدين يتعلم out of nothing. يعني يعني هاي شغلات كلش حلوه موجوده في اليونت صراحه، او بالكتاب كله هذا هواي تطور من انجليزيتكم. حاولوا تحفظوها. هاي اعتقد يعني المفروض الكل مو بس ياسر عرف انه شلون يقول ارهم فد شيء، يعني اخلي مرهم او ادهن فد شيء. طبعا هو why was he trying to put a liniment on the shoulder because he thought it was arthritis، يعني عباله التهاب مفاصل، فلهذا حط دهن. arthritis يعني التهاب مفاصل. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you all. I think we're done. We have already covered all the important topics that we want to talk about in Unit 1. We have listened to all the recordings. This session or this lesson or this meeting, let's say, was better than the first one last week. We have tried to avoid some of the mistakes that happened, and I think it worked out. We worked to do this. I mean, it worked, and I had fun. Now I'll open the chat. I didn't open the chat and see your messages because I told you it was a big distraction. We have 10 minutes remaining until time's up. Do you have any question? Do you have something you want to talk about? Feedback, a note, a question that you want to ask? Anything you want to say? Murtada, COVID-20. It doesn't matter. COVID-19 or 20, I think it doesn't matter. It's COVID. COVID is COVID. المقاطع الصوتية أنا دزيتها لكم من زمان. Who is this? باقر زين العابدين. I have sent you all the listening recordings from last week, before last week actually. It's been more than 7 days. Yasser, yes, you want to say something? Yes, please. بالنسبة لتسجيل محاضرة, I'll talk to Dr. Rayshan about whether we can share this this meeting or not. I think it's recording. It's always recording. But sharing this meeting or sharing this lesson, I have to ask Professor Rayshan about it. Yes, Yasser, you was raising your hand.
No, sorry, it was by mistake. Sorry.
Okay, so you don't have something to say?
No, thank you.
Thank you too. اكو شغلة. يعني one of the things that we try to make better is that تقسيم خلينا نقول المحاضرات او الجروبات العفو groups. Dr. Muhammad will take group 3 and group 1 and I will be I'll be taking group 4 and 2. هالطريقة شو راح تكون أفضل لأنه يعني أفضل بالنسبة لنا وبالنسبة لكم يعني بالنسبة لتسجيل الوقت وإلى آخره. العفو بالنسبة للوقت مع المحاضرة يعني إذا يصير 3 ساعات راح يصير متعب. فإحنا قسمناها group 3 and 1 for Dr. Muhammad and group 4 and 2 for me. Okay, what else?
دكتور
yes.
شنو بالساعة يعني بالمقطع الصوتي قال كلمة past hour.
past hour الساعة الماضية. الساعة الماضية.
زين مساء قلت
past hour.
زين والاتجاهات قلت left الاتجاهات شلون قلت إذا واحد يريد يسأل بيهن؟
شلون؟ what؟
الاتجاهات directions.
اتجاهات يعني if you want to talk about let's say this is in this screen وأنا بدي أقول لكم شوفوا على الجهة الفوق على اليسار راح أقول لكم شلون بالإنجليزي tap left يعني راح أقول لكم إنه بالإنجليزي please look at the top left of the page or of the screen and يعني معناتها تباوعوا هنا راح تباوعون على هذا المكان top left top right bottom left. attendance taking attendance هذا بالنسبة هذا المفروض على المودل يعني مو يمي يتسجل مباشرة على المودل هذا اللي تبلغت فيه فيعني مو أنا أسجل الحضور. ثامر يعني you already I think you got my point.
شلون دكتور؟
يعني عرفت قصدي من أحكي
عن أي مفهوم thank you دكتور.
screen أو page مثلا مع الكتاب أو شيء top left top right bottom left bottom right in British top left top right bottom left bottom right.
bottom شنو bottom؟
نفس الكلمة bottom هي بالبريطاني بس ما يقولون bottom بالأمريكي اللهجة الأمريكية يقولون bottom. بس نفس الكلمة مثل top and top باللهجة البريطانية باللهجة الأمريكية top. بالنسبة لي حتى ما يصير confusion لكم يعني أنا دائما أستخدم اللهجة الأمريكية يعني أكثر إنه more Americanized kind of an accent فأستخدم يعني تقريبا لهجة أمريكية فالكلمات اللي تسمعوها من عندي هي اللهجة الأمريكية. بالنسبة للكلمات الموجودة بالكتاب فهو it's published in Oxford يعني هي أكيد بريطانية وهذا شيء بلندن فكل الأكسنت مالتهم هي غالبا بريتش يستخدموها. نفس الكلمة يعني هيك كملاحظة لكم راح تنتهي المحاضرة بس كأكثر شيء تستفادوا من عنده. كلمة Oxford أو Oxford دائما نلفظها خطأ يعني دائما نقول Oxford هيك نلفظها. اللفظ الصحيح هو اكو لفظين ماكو ثالث لهم يا اما Oxford هذا اللفظ الامريكي طبعا Oxford الارت اللفظ بالبدايه يصير Oxford. بالنسبه لللفظ البريطاني فهم يلفظوها Oxford الارمة اللفظ وبدايه الكلمه هي عباره عن Oxford. اكو بعض البريطانيين يعني حتى هاي الاو يسووها اكثر يصير Oxford مثل كلمة all اكو يقولون all it's there all the time يعني موجودة طول الوقت it's there all the time ما يقولون it's there all the time. Americans say all the time British people say ooh all the time and so on. يعني وايد اكو اختلافات بس يعني حتى ما يصير عندكم confusion تعرفون شنو type of accent. شكرا جزيلا. I had fun with you today. صراحة كان اليوم هواي أفضل من قبل، مشاركتكم هواي أفضل، محضرين، ولو أكو هواي من الطلاب يعني ما شاركوا. أتمنى أن المحاضرة الجاية على هذا النمط راح يكون الكل يشارك، يعني ما أريد بس 2 أو 3 أو 4، يعني أكو أشخاص معينين حفظت أسمائهم لأن هم دائما اللي يشاركون، ثامر، آيات، ملاك وإلى آخره، ياسر. Thank you all for listening and for participating. But next lecture, I want more participation, and I hope that you have enjoyed the session. Thank you so much, and goodbye until next week. Mariam, yeah. Sorry if I forgot anyone. Thank you and goodbye.